the managing director of the school, respected Dronacharya sir, Chief Administrator of the school, retired Wing Commander Rodriguez sir, I think the principal is not in station, but I need to say the teaching and the non-teaching faculty of the school. The dear students, I think if I see 300 children at the swimming pool, I won't get panicked, but I am really panicked now, seeing all of you sitting here. So we normally don't stand in the stage and speak to people, but we work on the pool deck. So please excuse me if I get tensed into it, okay? I'm sorry that some of you are sitting down. So let me first of all thank the Silver Oak School management and dear friends sitting in front of me, students of the school, because I work, like you said, in the last 29 years with this kind of age group children. And you know, my oldest swimmer right now is about 29 years old, and he's been training with me for the last 22 years in my center. Unfortunately, he couldn't go to Olympics, even though he's trained for 22 years. And he's 29 years old. He swims for police. He's a deputy commandant in police, but he still comes and stands and listen to like any of these swimmers sitting there. So why I said is that basically the sport brings in a lot of discipline. And I am very particular on that. See, when you say discipline, it's not that sitting quiet and listening to me. That doesn't make discipline of a sports person. I love people making a lot of noise. But the same way they do splash in the water too. So discipline in the way there are a lot of other things in sport. You know what is one of the most important things? Listen to their parents. That's what when I say discipline. I was talking to somebody in the morning today. Listen to their parents. You know, you guys are sitting here with 8, 9, 10 years at 10 standard, where you are into 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, where the most challenging age for the coaches. Because we do take physical work from you. Normally, what you do is sitting on the sofa and tell, "Mommy, give me the remote." You don't go and take it. A glass of water, please. The kind of water that you give to your mom. Am I right? Most of you, not everybody. But for those people, those children who comes to me in the morning at 5 on the pool deck, you know what it means? 5 o'clock in the morning at the pool deck. It means you wake by 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning, depending on how far that you live. Some of the children who comes to train with me stay even about 20 kilometers away from the center. So most of them are awake at 4 o'clock, coming to the pool on time. And I don't tolerate, as a coach, I don't tolerate even a second late. That is what is discipline when I'm talking. What discipline is that? Time discipline. It's very, very, very important for you people sitting here in front of me now. You are into 8, 9, 10, 11 standard or 12 standard. You know what is time discipline mean? Are we coming 1 minute late is acceptable? Yes, for us it says, okay, 1 minute late only. No, what happens? But for me, 1 second late is also not acceptable. You know why? If one of you can say why 1 second late is not acceptable? I'm talking to the children. Yes, please. Yeah, that's a good answer. Anybody else?
Yep. 1 second makes a lot of difference.
1 second makes a lot of difference in race. Very good. But unfortunately, there is no place for 1 second in race, because we race with 1/100th of a second. You know what is 1/100th of a second? The 1 second has 100 fraction in swimming and 1,000 fraction in other sport. Because we don't use clock by hand clocks. It's our electronic touch pads, photo finish. So 1/100th of a second, you can win a medal or you can lose a medal. You can create a record or you can miss the record. All that is fine. You can miss Olympics by 0.01 second. I am talking about 0.01 second. That is 1/100th of a second. You can miss an Olympics. You know why? Because every time sport has a qualifying standard. If you don't miss the qualifying standard, you cannot go to Olympics. So even if you are slow by 0.01 second, you will not be selected by the International Federation to represent your country. Now you understand why time discipline is. Why I don't tolerate even a second late. This is a lesson for you. What sports teach you is time management. You know, these boys sitting in front of me in this row, they're all swimmers. Yeah, they swim. All these boys sitting here, some of them are studying in this school, some of them are studying in outside school, but they all know the value of that time. And they are in the pool by 6 in the morning. They come from 15-20 kilometers from different places, because school have an excellent facility here, but hardly anybody make advantage of that. I really congratulate the management. I come from Bangalore to help them out, because these boys come from different part of the city to swim in this pool, but hardly anybody from the school. I've seen two boys from the school. Yeah, they are the uniform. They swim there the different levels of competition, and they are going and representing this school in other 10 days to a zonal competition in Coimbatore. In Coimbatore, they are going to represent your school in the competition in Coimbatore. I hope you all will be from there, isn't it? Good, thank you. So this is the privilege that all of you have, but we are not using it. That's the story of Indian sport anyway. Now coming back to, even if you miss by 0.01 second, that you won't go to Olympics. And we all see Olympics in newspaper and TV, about Olympics. But how many of you thought about it? You know what? This school will have the privilege of creating some of the best students in the country. I am sure people who are sitting here are going to be, most of you are going to be professionals in the future, excellent professionals in the future. And some of them are going to be studying in IIT, some of them are going to study in probably some of the best universities in the world. And the parents are going to be really, really proud. The school can make 1,000, maybe at the 12th standard there will be about 200, 300 children coming out every year. You may get ranks in the CBSE, ICSE or whatever school syllabus that you study. But one Olympian. We have 1.25 billion people in the country, and we have 118 people represented in this country in the last Rio Olympics. Percentage you can just see. That one person in your house, as a parent, if some of you are sitting here, as a school management, some people are sitting here, if you can make an Olympian, it is unique. So that doesn't come by chance. That doesn't come by chance. I'm sure 99% of the children sitting here with an average intelligence, I'm talking about an average intelligence, can become an engineer or doctor, or any other professional that you are looking at. But to be an Olympian, the 15, 20 years of hard work by the parent, by the child, the coaches, the entire system works behind it. To happen to that, to get an Olympian, we probably need 1 million children to be trained to get one person. You know how unique it is then. What I meant to tell is that all of you who are sitting there can get into a doctoral, a professional. Meantime, to get an Olympian is really difficult. And to reach to the level, I'll give you 2 examples of my own swimmer. One of my boys who joined me in 2004, he was training to be an Olympian in 2004, by chance he couldn't get into that place. And he wanted to quit. And he has shifted his base from Mumbai to train with us in Bangalore. And he missed the 2004 Olympics. He wanted to quit. I told him, no, you can't be. You are only 17 years old and you have another, 8 years left to train to be an Olympian. 17 years is not the age to be an Olympics. If somebody to be there, they're extraordinarily talented. A boy or a girl, they get into a full potential physically and mentally when they become about 22 to 27. That's the right age to be at the top level performance in sport. Unfortunately, in India, we don't stay back to that law. One of the major reasons for us not getting to Olympics. Like all of you must be knowing how old this P.V. Sindhu is. And she continues to be in sport. She will be #1 in the next Olympics, I am very sure. She is only about 21 or 22 years old. She has another 2 Olympics in front of her. So this boy, at the age of 17, I convinced him to continue. And by 2008, he represented India in beating Olympics. Rehan Poncha. Most of you must have heard his name. If you have looked at the live telecast of swimming this time, he was the one who was commentating in TV in the Star Sports, Rehan Poncha. He was the one who was commentating with one of the greatest swimmers, greatest Olympians in the past, that is Ian Thorpe of Australia. I am sure most of you must have heard of. Along with him, Rehan Poncha was the other commentator in Star Sports.